Arsenal provide another successful hate watch to rival fans as they crumble at home against West Ham United. 8 points behind Liverpool with the same amount of games played. Of course, Liverpool go tomorrow to play Manchester City at the Etihad, but it's really looking unfeasible. Arsenal will need Liverpool to lose 3 games in order to even have a chance to win, and that's if the Gunners win all their remaining games in the season. Now, you could really point the finger at anyone in the squad and blame them for the loss today and just in general with their performances in recent weeks, but I don't believe that's the case. I think what's been highlighted in recent weeks with injuries coming left, right, and center and performances under Arteta is we are stagnant. The players out there just don't have that spark in them anymore. They do not want to push. 2 seasons ago, if Arsenal were a man down with 30 minutes to play, they would still throw everything at it. But now it just doesn't seem the case. And you kind of have to ask why. A big reason is squad mismanagement. If you have a look behind me, these are all the registered Arsenal players for this season. If you look, these are all the same names that you usually see on the team sheet every week. The minutes aren't spread out. Every player plays almost every game from end to finish. And that's a really big issue on its own, overworking players. Now, this has been a discussion that's happened all over sports, and you really see it in the Premier League this season with players falling left, right, and center, and everyone dealing with injuries. Now, that being said, despite these restrictions and despite these injuries that Arsenal have, even when all the players are out on the field, we have seen it in performances from last season and this season where they just don't seem like they know how to play football anymore. I mean, when the highlight of the game is a goalkeeper doing a Cruyff turn off the halfway line, you know something is going wrong. The football under Arteta in the last 2 seasons has become so pragmatic, with him looking to assure results over football playing style. I mean, we went from playing flowing, beautiful football, trying to attack every single opponent, to now passing it sideways at home against a mid-table team, waiting for an opening without isolating and without doing anything that's wrong. It's just broken football. Anytime pressure is really off Arsenal, that's when they have been performing. That beginning of that 2022-2023 season, they were not expected to win the title, so they just went out there and played their beautiful football. But ever since Arsenal has been taken seriously again as part of the Big Six, Arteta has just stopped playing. With Saka out for another couple weeks and Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz both still sidelined for the rest of the season, Arteta's really going to have to figure out new ways in just letting go of that pressure of performing and just playing some new beautiful liquid football. Liverpool now go 11 points clear at the top of the league, of course with the game played, but that's still 8 points at best if Arsenal win their game in hand. Liverpool, and this man in particular, have had a sense of inevitability all season. It just feels like no matter what you do, they will get what they want. That's now 40 league goal contributions for Salah, and there's still 11 games to go in the season. I mean, we are witnessing one of the best peaks in Premier League history. With games being more pragmatic as the years go on and players really losing their identity to fit a certain manager's playstyle or system, people like Salah in this game are what makes the sport so valuable, and we need more players like Salah. Whether he's having a good game or a bad game, ghosting or dictating play, Salah will always walk out of a game with a guarantee goal or assist, and that is just crazy output. You could really see the effect of a player like this being removed from that system or simply not performing to the level that they're expected to. KDB used to be that Salah for that City team. He used to be the man that used to come when the game was almost over, with the game on the line, with the title on the line, and he would provide that assist or that strike that would propel City and give them that win that they needed. And over the course of the last 2 seasons, you can really tell and see that KDB is just not that guy anymore. And instead of really seeing that problem and addressing it, Pep Guardiola just rode the wave with his players and seeing that they are on this high and performing to a level that's just outrageous. I mean, 4 titles in a row. What league does that happen in? And maybe like the French league, Ligue 1, which is a farmers league, quote unquote, but they made the Premier League a farmers league. And it was due to these players performing at an outrageous level that simply cannot be contained and kept up. And these players are showcasing their frustration. I mean, at what point could you keep on relying on the same tools over and over again? At a certain point, you are going to get figured out. And Pep Guardiola's team did not get figured out. It was just that KDB was their main limelight. And now that he's gone, there isn't really anything that Guardiola has to show for it. Klopp's successor, Arne Slot, is the perfect example of what happens when you do replace that man that really affects your whole team. We've seen it throughout the course of the season, but in particular over the last few weeks where Liverpool have lost that momentum that they were riding throughout the first half of the season, and it still hasn't affected the results. That's now 23 league games unbeaten for Liverpool. They have not lost since that Nottingham Forest defeat. And Arne Slot saw the problems that he had in that team on that day, and he's addressed them ever since. I mean, if you've watched Liverpool over the course of the last couple weeks, you see that they're not the same team that they were at the beginning of the season, and that's completely normal. Today's game wasn't just a passing of the old guard, it was showcasing that football is going back to its roots. At the end of the day, the cycle always repeats itself. We love this sport, and this sport's about entertainment. And the entertainment that got taken away by the systematic football that Pep Guardiola infiltrated all over the Premier League, time is going back to its natural roots. 11 points clear with 11 games to go. Liverpool look like they're on a roll, and this title is really theirs. And congratulations for them, and hopefully other teams can look at what they've done and implement it in the future to make the league more competitive.